ending up in Odesa. Odesa, very beautiful city, very nice city. And I came into an orphanage in Odesa. The orphanage was not that disastrous. Not that it was great, but it wasn't that disastrous either. After a period of time that living in that orphanage, maybe I was there maybe a half a year. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. That doesn't mean I don't know. I just was young and I don't know how precise everything was, but what I know, I know. So all of a sudden in Odesa, a lot of people found their relatives. People found brothers and sisters and mothers and uncles and fathers. It was freilich. And one of the days, somebody calls me from the office and they telling me that I have some kind of an uncle is looking for me. By the way, I want to go back. I forgot talking about uncle. I got to go back to Bucharest for a minute because I don't want to forget that part. When I came into to Bucharest, to the Kerper family, no, I'll go back further. When we were in Khotyn, I remember that we had contacts with America. That means my mother had brothers and sisters in America, and I remember getting packages. So when I came to, or I even remember a certain thing in those packages, foolish enough, when I came to the Kerpers, I don't know why, but I said to the Kerpers, "Ich bin Rezel Tsebuchnik." My name is Rezel Tsebuchnik. I'm really not Rezel Tsebuchnik. I was Rezel Gershberg. So after figuring out maybe many years backwards, maybe I used Tsebuchnik, which I didn't know to say I want to go to America, and I meant that Tsebuchniks are survivors in America, and I would want to be with them, but this is what I remember. And until sometimes when I speak from here to Israel with Fanshet Kerper, sometimes I would say Git Yantev, happy holidays. So George, the word would go Rezel Tsebuchnik. They were very nice family, the Solomons and the Kerpers, and Tanti Stella was among them, very nice people. Well, it's nice to remember people that helped. A lot of people during the roads helped me, actually, a lot of people. So coming back to Odesa, to that orphanage, they called me in and they say, I have an uncle and somebody is looking for me. And I was happy too. It was looking for me. My father had 3 brothers and 1 sister. And they were all living after the war. Some of them, they lost the sisters. One uncle, that particular uncle Velvely, lost his children. Anyhow, and she was saying, my uncle Velvel Gershberg is looking for me. I was very happy, and I left the matter somehow. I left it go, I don't know. It was a telegram, and more or less, after several months, that telegram was all fainted, or we couldn't read no address, something specific. Children were riding from Odesa to Chernovitz to meet all of their relatives. And I was one of them that I went into that office and they found where I should go with the destination. And I was on the train to Chernovitz. When I came over with the train to Chernovitz, everybody found somebody. And my luck, my uncle didn't come and I didn't have nobody. Unfortunately, I wanted to cry. Maybe I did cry, who knows? I guess I cried. Anyhow, I was not a mamalige. That I got to compliment myself. Mamaliga means that means that I am not a dice. So what I did, I was about 11 already. Time goes. Time doesn't wait for nobody. And sure enough, I walked in Chernovitz. Chernovitz is a beautiful, very beautiful city. And I walked in, I remember, to the post office, a very nice post office. And I walked into and I was asking, I want to speak to the manager of the post office. Sure enough, they gave me to speak, and I demanded, they couldn't, I demanded that I want to speak to a manager, and I didn't know my uncle, nobody came, and no address, whatever. And as soon as they saw the name, Gershberg, he says, Gershberg, he says, is working right here in the basement. I wish I could tell you the story in Yiddish. English is not my big favorite. Anyhow, Gershberg, он говорит, Gershberg находится вот здесь, он работает. That's Russian, by the way. Здесь работает, ну хорошо, здесь работает, и мы его позовем. So he said, we'll start looking, we'll call him. Sure enough, I don't know where they found Velvel Gershberg. They found my uncle. Sometimes in my life I was thinking, I wish I would never find Velvel, or Velvel wouldn't find me, but that's another story. So sure enough, Velvel found me. And he brought me over to, not too far, we were walking from the post office. I'm impressed with the building of the post office. Not too far from the post office, we were walking to his house, and his wife was waiting, and they had a child. They had a boy. So hello, whatever. They were living in one big, huge, big room, and they had a big, huge bed, and they all were sleeping in the bed, the three of them. And behind their bed, there was a tiny little something. I was sleeping there too. It came out, being that the story is too long of a story, there is no end to the whole story. It came out that my father's brother, that Velvel, was very much to my dislikes. They were very plain people, and for every little thing they give me a knip, and they gave me a zets, and I had it, a lot of zetzes and a lot of knippes, and Velvel put me to work very hard. Very hard I worked for Velvel. Velvel gave me a carriage like hot dogs. I was about 14 years old, and I schlepped the soda with the hot dogs to a market, and I was selling them. Velvel didn't want I should go to school, but then when his son grew up, he took him melamed to the house. I did not have a very good childhood from 7, and then until 11, something was not so. I don't know what day exactly I was born. I know I was born the 29th of May. Actually, they say that May people are very nice people. I don't know what to say. To me, it didn't work so far. It was tough to live with Velvel. Velvel was managing the whole family. Velvel managed the 3 brothers, Herschel, Yoel, and himself, that means, and the sister, the sister Chinke. Being that he was the manager above them, nobody could have really taken better care of me. Neither did they had anything. They were very, very, very poor. There was no rooming, and there was very big hunger in the very early 50s. And Velvel used to get packages. My family from America sent packages for me to Velvel, and unfortunately they were such a people that mostly they took away, and they shared more or less more with themselves or with their children. Then there was born another child, and rather than with me. And I remember one interesting episode. very early in the morning, the Christian woman used to come through the window and she used to bring over the milk. In the eye,